All right, what's up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. This was a viewer request, ticker symbol CENN, Centro Electric. All right, and if you have any viewer requests, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to make a video as soon as I can. Okay, I do viewer requests every week. So we're starting off looking at the 3-year weekly chart, and I just want to point out it's definitely not pretty. Okay, it did have highs of 866, and this chart is the stock is below $2 right now. Um, so that'll give you some perspective. Okay. If you would have bought like 3 years ago at the highs, you'd be down so much money right now. Okay. Um, and we can see here in the chart that, after this sharp sell off, okay, it started to consolidate kind of like in this area right here. This is in a sense our box consolidation, right? So there's a few patterns in the stock market. Box consolidation is one of them. Essentially we're going to be looking for a breakout above this box or below this box, right? Now there is 3 stages to a reversal. Okay. There's your downtrend. Okay. Which you guys can clearly see here. Okay. Here's your downtrend. All right. Then you have your consolidation period. All right. Where we're going to be bouncing up and down in between these boxes. All right. That's why it's called box consolidation. All right. So we're, really until we get a breakout above 52, which even if we get up to 52 would be amazing. But on the long-term perspective on the chart, once we get above 52, then that's when this thing has some potential to go back up into the hundreds. We do have a nice gap here to fill. Okay. If we look on the chart, right here from this stock to this stock, which I can even make this a little bit bigger. I'll come down here and zoom once I zoom in a little bit more. Okay, we can see that there's a gap in between here. All right, now these gaps tend to fill about 90 to 95% of the time historically in the stock market. It's just a matter of when, right? And there's a few times that they don't fill. Okay, there is that 5 to 10% of the time where, let's say, this company goes bankrupt and goes out of business. It's going to be impossible for the stock to rise back up to these previous price levels, right? So there's that to consider. All right. Now, just looking at it right now, I can tell you that it's going to be some really insane mega returns if you can hold this up until the gap fill, right? It may take 5 years, it may take 10 years, who knows? But if this stock comes back around and we start to see a bull market in it, a bull cycle, and we start to get that reversal and we break out of our downtrend, our consolidation phase, and we start the reversal, then there's going to be some really promising returns if CENN keeps their business in order and things keep going well on an uptrend. This thing could head easily back up to 150. There's a gap up to 160 to 185. All right. So that's the weekly chart. We'll go in and we'll zoom in on the daily chart now. Okay. And we'll get rid of these drawings. All right. And now we can look on the daily chart and we can see what's happening here on the daily. Okay. So using our simple moving averages, we can tell that it's clearly in a downtrend. Okay. It had highs previously in the year, $15. Currently where it's sitting at, it's down about 80 to 90%. All right. So really, really big sell off on this stock that has already sold off dramatically. Okay. It went from $800 to 15, went from 15 down to $1.05 lows. So pretty rough, pretty brutal. And we are on a downtrend. We can keep using our 50, 100, and 200 SMA just as a quick indicator to tell us what the trend is. It's down. Okay, so do you want to be investing in something that's currently in a downtrend, right? Now, this is not just specific to CENN, but to most stocks in the stock market currently are down a lot, right? And so you have to ask yourself, are you looking to do a short-term trade? Or are you looking to get a long-term bullish position because you think this company is fundamentally sound, or maybe you really love this company and you think in the future, this is something that you would want in your retirement account. Then that's a different story than someone who's looking to do maybe a swing trade or a day trade, right? Because you can come in here, you can see we're going down. We are testing the 50 SMA currently. It's really trying to test it. And get it as a support level. It's just failing. Okay, so we bottomed out here at a 105. We came up above and we started to bounce. It tried to bounce, and it's just been trading just below it, and now it's been a major resistance for us. Okay, that's what these moving averages are for, is to help give you an eyeball of, a place where the stock is going to face some resistance. Okay, now it's coming really close to the 100 SMA, so if we do break past our 50 SMA, we could expect some resistance right around 207 at our 100 SMA. Okay, and then the next step to going bullish from there would be to flip the 100 SMA as support, right? And eventually, once you get a golden cross where your 50 SMA crosses up above your 200 SMA, then that is a sign, an indicator of a possible bullish run, right? So maybe that could be our recovery that we're looking for, as I showed you guys on the weekly chart, where you have the big downtrend, okay, and then you get your box consolidation, and you consolidate sideways a little bit, okay, like this, right? And then, once we get that golden cross, that could be our indicator of the uptrend, okay, where we get that nice reversal and we have a gap up to the 150s on CENN. Now, I don't expect any of that to happen soon. I think it's going to be pretty rough for the market as a whole in general. And so a lot of the major support and resistance levels that you're going to want to be looking at really aren't going to be too valid right now, because we're pretty much just going to be chopping it up. Okay, I'll put the fibs on here real quick, just so you guys can get a quick level, some support and resistance levels, and you can see here, that pretty much everything is remaining pretty valid. All right, so I just put it on the swing lows to the swing highs. All right, and we can see if we would have bounced up here at the 23.6, right, or the 38.2% fib levels, that's where you can bounce and have the chance to see a continued uptrend, right? If you don't bounce at these levels, then this is your 50%, this is your retracement. Okay, so now you're starting to retrace back to the 0% on the fibs once you're below the 50% level, right? And 61.8 and 78.6 are going to be, those are going to be your valid support levels below there, right? And as you can see, we found support here. It was resistance multiple times, resistance again, resistance here. And, this one was a valid support level. A couple times we dipped below, and then we're using it again and finding support. And we're really just trading in this range right here. Okay. So, I'd say 1.8 is really your major resistance level that we're facing right now. And above 2.03, we could try to start going bullish, but below 2.03, we're going to stay bearish, and it's going to continue going down and trading sideways in between these levels: 203, 1.8, 1.47, and then 1.05 was that low right there that we hit. Okay. So that's really where I see things at on CENN right now. It is very, very cheap, so if you did want to accumulate some, positions, maybe start dollar cost averaging, I would wait till it gets below $1.50, and starts to get closer back to $1.05. Because if something's in a downtrend, right, you don't want to be investing in it when it's, you want to invest at the lows, right, not the highs. If you got in right here, and let's say you bought in now where it's at right now, and then you waited for it to go down to $1.05 to buy in again, that's a 38% downside, right? So when you have 38% downside risk, okay, maybe it's not too good for you to go ahead and get in. You can always be patient and wait for it to come back down. If we look at $1.47 down to $1.05, okay, that's a 28% drop, right? So it's all about your own risk tolerance. Like I said, if you can get in below $1.50, that's where, maybe I would start to add 1/10 of a position size, right? Never go all in, because the trend is down. The stock has been bleeding very dramatically. I had lows of $1.05, highs of 855 in the past 3 years. I haven't done too much about the fundamentals of the company, but things do not look too great, right? So if you're looking for cheap stocks or penny stocks to trade, because you only have a couple $100, or maybe you only have $1,000 or something like that to trade, I highly suggest watching my video on my day trading strategy, where we trade the SPY, the SPY. And those contracts are anywhere from $50 to $200 a piece, and you can get anywhere from 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100% in a single day trading options, right? So I definitely recommend watching that video, and go ahead and give it a click.